So my report is all about the avian digestive system. So what is digestive system? In avian, this is defined as the apparatus that allows the bird to prehend and swallow feed. A muscular channel, esophagus, proventriculus, gizzard, intestine, that transports the feed through the body. The salivary glands and pancreas that contribute digestive enzymes, the liver that secretes bile for fat digestion. For the avian digestive system, there are, there are eight main part of the digestive tract: the beak, mouth and pharynx, the esophagus and crop, the proventriculus and gizzard, the small intestine, the cecum, colon and cloaca, pancreas, and the liver. So for the digestive system of the avian, the digestive system of birds has adaptations to facilitate flight. Many birds operate on a thin margin of metabolic safety and may require a constant source of feed to sustain activity. Birds cannot afford to store heavy food materials for long periods and digest their food rather quickly relative to mammals. In addition, the avian intestinal tract is generally shorter than that of mammals on a body weight. Birds also lack the teeth and heavy jaw muscles, which have been replaced by a lightweight beak. For the first organ of the digestive tract of the birds, for the beak, tongue, and the pharynx. The beak is the primary organ to prehend feed and can crush, tear, or hold the feed before swallowing. The upper beak, the maxilla, is covered by hard keratin. Birds do not have teeth, but the margins of the beak are often hard and might have ridges to help with grasping feed. In addition, ridges or the papillae on the upper palate can help to prehend the feed. Taste buds are located on the mucosa of the upper beak and behind the tongue. And chickens are reported to have less than 300 taste buds, 1,700 for dogs, and nearly 9,000 for humans. For the tongues, tongues are covered with stiff papillae that help to use to manipulate and prehend feed. The oral cavity also contains salivary glands that secrete saliva and variable amounts of amylase. Little is secreted in chickens and turkey. Grain-eating birds have well-developed salivary glands, while these glands are fewer in fish and meat eaters. For the esophagus and crop, the esophagus is a muscular tube that transports feed from the pharynx to the proventriculus. Because feed is swallowed, because birds rarely chew. The esophagus has a double muscular wall, the circular and the longitudinal smooth muscle, and mucous glands to lubricate the channel, easing the movement of the feed. Muscular contractions or the peristalsials propel the feed down the digestive tract. Gallinaceous birds have a crop, a diverticulum of the esophagus, which holds the food before further digestion. This capacity enables the bird to take its food as whole meals at a single time while still allowing for digestion. The crop has a smooth white to pink. For the proventriculus and the gizzard. So the avian stomach consists of these two chambers, the proventriculus and the gizzard. The proventriculus more closely resembles the mammalian stomach, and it is lined by compound glands that secrete mucus, pepsin, and hydrochloric acid. The gizzard. The gizzard consists mostly of two smooth muscles band, thick and thin, that are oriented in different directions to create a powerful crushing action when they contract. The interior of the gizzard is lined with a thick protein cuticle called the choline that protects the gizzard from one, the acid and the peritonitic enzymes, and two, from the injury during grinding of hard food substances. The choline lining is often a green reflux from a bile from the gizzard. Great or small stones consumed and stored in the gizzard and can increase the digestibility of hard. For the small intestine, the intestine is lined by folds or villi with great absorptive capacity. Intestinal length varies in birds, but tends to be shorter on a body weight basis compared to mammals. This is where most of the food is enzymatically digested and absorbed. The small intestine consists of the three parts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. For the duodenum, this organ has a duodenal loop that surrounds the pancreas. It has less digestive capacity than mammal because most digestive enzymes of birds empty into the end, the distal aspect of the duodenum near the jejunum. Most carbohydrate absorption also occurs in this part. For the jejunum, it is generally ends where the yolk is located. It is the major site of enzymatic absorption of amino acids, calcium, and phosphorus. For the ileum is shorter than jejunum and similar function, but it is slightly in lower scale. For the cecum, these are paired blind-ended sacs attached at the junction of the ileum and the colon. For the cecal, contents are distinct from those of the small intestine and colon, having a slightly dry to tart-like consistency. The ceca are evacuated infrequently, several times a day, compared to the colon. Cecum serves as a site of fluid absorption and limited absorption of amino acids and carbohydrates. The sixth is the colon and the cloaca. The colon or the rectum is relatively short and links the ileum with the coprodeal compartment of the cloaca. The cloaca and colon are important for the absorption of water from the gastrointestinal tract. The cloaca serves as a common end pathway for urinary tract, digestive tract, and reproductive tract. The colon empties into the most cranial portion, the coprodeum. The urinary tract and the reproductive empty into the middle and smallest compared to the urodeum. The final compartment to the outside and contains the pancreas. It is a reddish to tan tissue that lies within the loop of the duodenum. It releases insulin or the endocrine function into the bloodstream and secretes amylase, lipase, proteolytic enzymes, and sodium bicarbonate or the exocrine function into the lumen of the liver. There are right and left lobes that are joined at the midline. The right lobe is largest in the gallinaceous birds. Liver produces bile that is transported to the lumen of the duodenum by two ducts. Bile emulsified lipid so that it can be more easily digested by lipase.